I'm not convinced I know how to read. I've just memorized a lot of words.
The first rule of Fight Club is, you do not talk about Fight Club.
True. All life ends in death, which we, as a species, are cursed with knowing, resulting in something. Again, this is really not my field.
It's the Al Travis Show, and I appreciate our next guest coming on very much. He is Representative Max Rymer. Representative, where exactly do you represent? Give us your cities.
Well, good morning, Al. I represent District 28B, which is Chisago County. So
Okay.
about 45, 50 minutes north of the metro. If you've ever been to Taylor's Falls or Lindstrom, it's that area.
You're talking Al Travis's old stomping grounds. Those of us that lived in Forest Lake in Wyoming went there because all the pretty girls lived over there.
Oh, yeah,
Softball.
is that right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You had to travel. It was a thing. Just make my Forest Lake gals upset. So appreciate you being on the program. We don't talk a lot of national stuff here, but I think it's big. It's big enough that it's going to affect everybody in Minnesota. As of this morning, they are going to vote tonight. It sounds like to end the government shutdown. I saw Congressman Tom Emmer on a newscast talking about he very slim margin, by the way. They have an extra 2 House guys, and 1 seems a little floppy. They look like they have room for 1, so if no one calls in sick today, it should end. That all being said, one of the stories this morning is about the health insurance premiums, because the whole reason the Democrats were supposed to be stopping this, they want the government to continue paying part of your premiums.
Yeah.
The story today, I got it here somewhere, supposed to be an example. A 63-year-old non-smoker person from Rochester in 2025 paying $338 a month after the $721 the Fed kicked in 2016 with no subsidies will go up to $1,392. That sounds horrific.
Yeah.
But maybe it's my accountant brain in me or something, but I'm missing this because I had senators on this show on the other side literally argue that, it's going to hurt the poor the most. If you're taking taxes from Al's left pocket to give to the federal government so the federal government can pay insurance companies directly, they're taking this guy's example, his $721. So Al thinks his premiums are $321. We're just fooling me. All right, I'm paying to be fooled because the insurance is the same cost. It's really who's paying for it, correct?
Right. Yeah, it's an interesting debate that's being had at the national level that we also have every biennium at the state level, too, because we have a program here called reinsurance, where we're essentially cutting a check to insurance companies. I think this year it was right around $500 million in order to create this kind of artificial compression of premiums for people who go and buy on the individual market. So you're talking a lot of farmers, small business owners, people who don't have W-2 kind of insurance plans through their employer. The problem, Al, is Obamacare, when it was passed, was $1 trillion windfall for these insurance companies. You see the tweets, you see the ex-posts. These stock prices went soaring after Obamacare was passed. And in Minnesota, while this reinsurance program was meant to be a Band-Aid after Obamacare was passed, we've renewed it over and over and over again. And what we've also done is we've added mandates to insurance companies. When Democrats had the trifecta, I think there was over 40 new insurance mandates. You must cover this. You must cover this. You must cover this. And the way that insurance works is when you increase the cost of the actual coverage, you're increasing the cost for everyone in the pool. And so if we want to have a conversation about really bringing premium costs down, we have to have a conversation about what are insurance companies mandated to cover, because everyone's going to come with their own unique perspective. They're going to come and testify at the House about how, I had cancer and then this happened and then this happened. And while that story can really impact you at the heart level, you also have to take into consideration how much more we're making these insurance companies actually cover and how much that balloons the cost for someone like you or me who might go to the doctor once or twice a year.
And I don't. Here's my problem with all the insurance that we have now since Obamacare is that it's getting so expensive. They took away the penalty, right? there's a penalty if you didn't have Obamacare. They took that away. Oh, this is going to ruin it. No one's going to get it. I would rather not have Obamacare. There's only there's two companies in my county. One is way outrageous. So there's one company with 3 plans that you can choose from. They all insure more than I want. They all cost much more than I want. I can't get out because I'm 60 years old. Someday the Grim Reaper, something's going to happen. I'm going to need insurance. So I can't literally get out. So I'm forced to buy a program where I get mammograms. If I want them, they're in there, but I don't need them. It has all this weird stuff in it. If we want to fix this, here's my thing. You got to get rid of it all and put an a la carte thing there. If I go to the insurance company, they look at me at 60 years old, I just want cancer and heart attack. I'll cover the rest. My annual physical to my doctor, I'll pay out of pocket. I can't imagine how inexpensive that could get.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. I think we are so afraid of what the free market can do if we actually trust it. We're not willing to trust it in an area like health insurance because you're right. There are catastrophic events that happen, and we're saying, hey, government has to cover X, Y, Z. But at the end of the day, every time we open up the market to competition, that's what brings the cost down. Government is not capable of bringing costs down. I see some similarities between this and the conversation about housing prices right now, too, right? Where the Trump administration is talking about a 50-year mortgage or taking your rent into consideration when applying for credit. If you just reduce the cost of what it takes to build a house, you reduce the regulations around building a house, you're going to see more people building houses and you're going to see costs come down. The very same principle can work in health insurance. We just have to trust it.
This was literally said, I can't wait to get this guest back on the show, but last week a Democrat was talking about this exact thing. This guy's insurance goes up to $1,400 a month. And he's got the $7,000 deductible like I have per family member, instantly becomes unaffordable to these humans. Yep. They're going to scream for universal health care. That's what we have gotten to the end of what I think ACA was all about. Right. Get you used to the government. Government pays more and more of your premiums, so you'll be shocked and just say, government, handle it. That's what I think the Democrats want in January 30th. They're going to say, we'll just take care of it. People will be screaming.
And Al, I'll just tell you, compared to what we have now, this hodgepodge of corporatism, subsidizing private health insurance, it's such a mess right now that I'm not saying a single payer is a better solution. Hear me when I say that. I'm not claiming that. But this is such a mess that we have right now that I get why people are clamoring for it because it's disgusting. I mean, families are getting gouged.
Yeah. Insurance
companies are making money, and we just have the worst of all worlds right now when it comes to health insurance.
I share mine because I'm a small business owner. Back before Obamacare, I was at $330 a month, 3 boys, myself and my 3 boys, and I think we had a $3,000 deductible. It was going up to $360. It was a 10% hike, and it's unbelievable what they're doing. We must start this ACA. Since that has happened, I am now to 2 boys on the program, myself and 2 boys. I'm at $750 a month. I have $7,000 each for out of pocket. Yep. I'm at $21,000. We're in the same car accident. Wipe me off the planet. We're done.
Right.
And that includes the government's paying some portion of which I don't know what it is. They just sent us here's your new plan. I have no idea. I will find out when this gets done. And all that is supposed to be better than what I had when I could pick from a dozen to a half dozen. Yeah, it's got to break state lines, but should be able to get health care from anybody I want.
100%.
Anywhere.
Bust it up. Get closer to a free market system. And you're right, Al, like every year that you've had to renew, you see less and less options, less and less plans because more people are dropping out of the individual marketplace. And I'll just tell you, when is the last time you heard of a successful health insurance startup that came out?
No.
It hasn't happened. It hasn't happened.
My insurance guy, when I said, wait a minute, how is there only 2 choices? Now I live out in the middle of no place. I get that. Yeah. Because the Minnesota said, no, the 5 companies, but you are going to make sure everybody has choices. So there's the one, which I end up choosing, and the other one, which was like 3 times as much. I was like, what are you talking about? The guy says straight up, they're forced to offer options in every area so that they can continue to be one of the 5. So they make it so outlandish that no one takes it, so they're really not insurance money, and I'm being told you had choices.
That's what Obamacare was supposed to do. That was the promise, right? If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. Remember that refrain?
All right. This is going to be the talk of the town because I believe the Republicans get blamed 100% for $1,392 insurance premiums for the guy in Rochester when it was the same thing. It's going to be the same thing. Just depends whether you want to take it from my left pocket to pay my right. But you watch Republicans, you're going to get blamed for all this. Mm-hmm. You are, right? I mean, you know that. So how do we fight it? How do you guys fight it? How do you message the people to say, hey, this is just the real cost since Obamacare started?
Well, we got blamed for the shutdown, and objectively, right, the shutdown was on the Democrats. You had Democrat representatives, AOC, Bernie Sanders coming out and saying we needed to hold the line. Well, I thought you were just trying to get the government open. However, any solution that is practical, that actually makes sense, is going to cause short-term pain. We have overextended ourselves, right? The solution is not a 50-year mortgage. The solution is not Band-Aid solutions on our health insurance system. It's not spending more money. In some form or fashion, we have to argue to the American people that the short-term pain is going to be worth the long-term benefit. Yeah. And that is that costs are going to come down because we are going to rely on the free market to make them come down. Government cannot save you. I know that's not the perfect message. I know it's probably not the
message, but this is going to crush you in 2026. But good luck because you got the trifecta at the national level. You should pull this Band-Aid off. But good luck getting the papers of record, the television stations to cover it and say, no, this is going to work out in the long run, or give credit for you if you do. They'll be showing pictures of babies without health insurance and stuff like that. I got to go to break. We've got really important mow your lawn stuff to talk about on the other side. I've got him, Representative Max Rymer on the Al Travis Show.
Think about it. Now that school's back in session, how are Minnesota students doing? Not very well. Minnesota ACT scores fell again last year and are the lowest they've been in 10 years. In fact, fewer than half of Minnesota students can either read or do math at grade level. Think about it. We used to brag about our schools. Now we're losing to states like Mississippi. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
When the stakes are high at the Minnesota Capitol, you need more than a lobbyist. You need a partner. At Momentum Advocacy, we bring nearly 90 years of combined experience in government relations, public affairs, and strategic communications. From nonprofits to national corporations, we help organizations navigate Minnesota's political landscape with integrity, insight, and results. Whether you need legislative champions or headlines, Momentum Advocacy delivers. For more, visit momentum-advocacy.com. Momentum Advocacy, your friends at the Capitol.
You know that comment you said to the radio? The thing that we got wrong?
Clearly, Brussels sprouts are the worst vegetable.
Call us and let the world know your thoughts. 855-257-7469. That's 855-ALS-SHOW.
Just a quick bow on this whole insurance thing. If it gets this high, $1,400 a month for the 60-year-old guy, and I decide to opt out, let's just hope I don't have the heart attack or the whatever. Is there still the provision that says they have to take you even if you have a pre-existing condition? Would not my play be to go to the doctor, say, I'm not feeling very good. Oh, look at that. It looks like you might have the cancer. Then go on Minsure and get me some insurance?
Yeah, that pre-existing condition mandate still is in place, right? So
See?
you do have people who game the system that way. But you and I are honest brokers, Al.
I
right?
know, but I'm just thinking, wow, okay. Here's honest broker. Here's the thing. There's a lawsuit, and I'm glad Doug Seaton's on because maybe he'll take this up for me.
Doug Seaton, I love that guy. Hey, Doug.
He is in the middle of everything. Middle of everything. Can't wait to have him on. Doug, you want to join in, you can. So this gal in Plymouth, right, nice little neighborhood, has decided that they want their yard to go natural. I think half of these people are just lazy, but let's say they're doing it for other reasons. They just want the weeds and the stuff, and you see nice lawn, and then this furball thing. I want a law. I want a constitutional amendment. Let's really put this in permanent. The neighbor between me and Kathy, who's the greatest neighbor of all time, he lost his house anyway. The bank's had it for a couple, 3 years. It is this lawn. It is a forest that is a long. Max, are you with me on this? I get paid by Kathy to go pick up the garter snakes. She can't handle them. She's scared to death. Now, it's a side hustle for me. Don't get me wrong, but still. Your thoughts, Mr. Rymer? Can we get a state law, a constitutional amendment that, no, mow your lawn?
I think it's something you're going to have to talk to your municipality about, Al, because I am of the same mind, right? Okay. I don't get it. I don't think it protects the birds in any meaningful fashion. It feels like that kind of classic, shut your lights off at this time. Don't use this amount of gas. In the grand scheme of things, when you talk about climate change, you talk about CO2 emissions, you talk about these little environmental things, they actually don't add up. If you want less CO2 emissions, if you want less birds to die, why are we building windmills? Why are we building glass stadiums? It's the big projects that really hurt us. Your lawn is not going to make much of a difference.
Yeah, but then that's why we should stop him. Doug, are you with me yet? Can you jump on this? Can you go with me on this? That there should be a law. That guy's dandelions, you can't stop it. They're blowing in my lawn. That's going to happen. It's a battle royal, and I shouldn't have to fight that fight.
You're very right. I'm with you on this,
yes.
Al and Max, but I don't think we're going to get a constitutional amendment to do this. So it's a fight, one of those political fights that is frustrating, shouldn't have to happen, but here we are.
Al, because if we write something at the state level, you're going to get the libertarians out too, and there's going to be a campaign that says, stay off my lawn. You're going to see all of these signs, stay off my lawn, government.
Oh, my. You see, and I half joke, but once you have it next door, it's a pain. You can't stop it. You cannot. My wife is anti-garter snake. Like nobody's just walking down the yard and then this thing. So I'm getting screams, and it's not my fault. I don't want it. I live in a city. You want to save the bees and go buy a farmland somewhere and let her go, baby. Just let that dang thing happen. I don't care about your garters. I'm sorry.
So it sounds like we need to do a draft Mrs. Travis for mayor campaign.
That could work. Okay, I gotta go. I'm out of time. Representative Rymer, I appreciate you coming to the show and handling big news and little news and all of it. I appreciate you being there.
Great to be with you, Al. Doug, great to see you.
Good to see you too, Max. Take care.
And that just sets us up. Coming up in a matter of a moment, we got Doug Seaton coming in with the Upper Midwest Law Center. I say this and I mean it all the time. He's in the middle of everything. Another one of these things that the Supreme Court comes out. You get through the story and like, of course, Doug's leading the charge. We'll talk about that coming up here in a couple of minutes on the Al Travis Show.
Tired of one-sided media and divisive noise drowning out your conservative values? Take back